Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs, and thank you very much to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for giving me the ability to do this test drive of the Hazel Custom with Icarus Flight Unit. It is a 550 raid, usable ground and space, ground compatible. Um, 20,000 hit points, ballistic resistance 19, beam resistance of 30. I've got a +1 because I got 2 on the same 10 spin, and it got a bonus point of beam armor. 17 melee resistance, 31 range strength, 24 melee strength, movement speed 125, boost speed 205, thruster gauge 60, and turning speed 63. Close range slots 14, medium range 9, long range 17. Has melee priority 3, and let's see, the full enhancement list is anti-beam armor reinforcement level 1, so 1 point of beam defense at 410 points. 1 point of range strength at 830 points. Enhanced shield structure level 1, so 100 shield hit points at 1250 points. Expansion slot upgrade, 1 slot in each location at 2090 points. If you do the first limit break, you get anti-beam armor reinforcement at 5 points worth at 4180, and if you pay for this for the second limit break, you get 5 more points of range strength at 6270 enhancement points. So, all right, so let's take a look at its gear. It has a long rifle, which is an EPAC rifle with a range of 500 meters and a power of 2200. 5.5 second cooldown between shots. Reload time is 14 seconds, and it takes 5 seconds to charge. Normal fire suppresses, must stop for focused fire, but can penetrate MS and deals continuous damage. Focused fire consumes multiple rounds of remaining ammo. Okay, so it's got the continuous damage, aka Garoby effect, which yeah, that will, when charged, and it'll be interesting to see how much of the ammo it actually charges to do that. Has Beam Saber, 2.5 second cooldown between swings, power 2300, and nothing special in the description. Has the Bullpup machine gun as a sub-weapon, range of 275 meters, power of 250, ammo of 40, cooldown time half a second, so it's probably burst fire, and 7-second reload. Other than that, no special notes, just the default description. It has a beam reflector. Let's see, heat rate 100%, so I'm assuming it probably works kind of like the new Gundam's beam pyramid, or funnel pyramid, so 18-second overheat. Temporarily deploys beam reflector when attacked by beam weapons in vicinity of reflector. Damage taken and staggered due to cumulative damage are reduced. Yeah, so probably similar to that and the Siskudo's eye field generator. Or Siskudo? Yeah. Spelled Sisquid because translation reasons. It's got a club, which is what Sturmfausts were called in Gundam Sentinel, and is carried forward to other units. Power is 1800, ammo is 1, 250 meter range, 13-second reload. Yeah, basic Sturmfaust. And a shield booster, which has 5,000 hit points. Speeds up high-speed movement with the shield booster controller skill. Alright, so just going to put the Sturmfaust down here, and we'll leave it as it is. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, and the skills. It has Assault Booster level 2, which makes it charge jumps faster and boosts the speed of the jump itself. It also has an effect similar to Maneuver Armor that reduces stun reaction when hit by jumps, or hit by attacks while jumping, not jumps while attacking. Yeah, so high performance balancer level 1, so it can cancel into melee after boosting. High spec AMBAC level 2, which gives that braking effect in space. Maneuver armor level 2, which both Reduces the stun value of attacks in while boosting. Stops instant stun and should reduce build stun as well. And reduces damage taken while boosting by 10%. Forced Injector level 2 lets you change directions while boosting. Level 2 means it's fairly thruster gauge efficient, and you should be able to do it a couple of times before you overheat, hopefully. Melee Combo Controller level 1, so it can do 2-hit melee combos. Emergency Evasion System level 1, so it has a single dodge roll. Anti-Blast Stabilizer level 1, which means you don't get heavy staggered if you're next to an exploding mobile suit. Shoulder Buffer level 3, 30% damage reduction if you're hitting the big shoulder pads. Back add-on buffer level 3, so same if you get hit in the back. Leg Buffer level 2, which reduces location damage and hit point damage to the legs. Shield Break Stance Mastery, so it will not be stunned if its shield breaks. Shield Booster Controller gives you mid-air boost and additional actions, and increases your boost speed by 15. So when the shield is active, it actually has a boost speed of 220 instead of 205. Reduces the thruster drain at the start of and during high-speed maneuver, and reduces stagger when hit by ranged attacks. So I guess that technically means it even has a third level of maneuver armor, basically. But yeah, so when the shield is intact, it will move faster, it will be more fuel efficient, and it will be harder to stun, all when boosting. Flight System. Press the touchpad for flight mode, enabling mid-air moves. This mode increases normal and high-speed movement speeds. It also reduces thruster consumption of high-speed movement and mid-air damage recoil. As damaging increases, so do chances of damage recoil. Okay, so it's the more damage you take, the easier it is to get stunned out of the air. That's interesting. High-spec flight control. Syncs flight mode movement and melee attacks to reticle direction. Smooth, high-speed, normal movement transitions for improved air combat, lowers attack power. So I'm pretty sure that is the same skill that the She Gundam has, where I think it's the She Gundam. It's either that or the Penelope, where it basically, by syncing that flight mode movement and melee attacks, it basically changes you to space controls when you're in the air. Immobile aerial fire during flight mode increases damage while not moving by 50%. Also reduces thruster consumption and stagger from cumulative damage. So yeah, I think that was a She Gundam skill as well. But yeah, that's another space thing, getting a damage boost while not moving since you can't crouch. Except 50% is a lot more damage boost than what you get in space. So yeah, those are the skills, and we are going to take this out into the regular testing grounds and see how it does. Let's see. Oops, sorry, I clunked the mic stand there a little bit. Let's see if I can remember all those skills for like 2 minutes so I can show them off. But so far it doesn't look bad. Let's see.
Ready to begin.
All right, here we go. Yeah, fairly fast boosting. Force Injector, as you can see, very efficient, at least when the shield is still active. I kind of wish there was a way to, in training mode, to destroy your shield on command, because you can change your hit point value, but you can't do that, and that would be useful in my opinion. Alright, I'm going to break my usual order and see how the how many E-Pack shots the Garrowbee consumes. Answer, yes. I wonder if there's any differences to how long it lasts or anything like that. Okay, I was right. The rifle does fire in 4-round boosts. It takes 3 or 4 of them to stun. Decent damage uncharged. The Sturmfaust, the club. Get that, so we'll test something else first. Okay, so here's the reflector. I can't really show it because, you know, camera's stuck behind me, but you can see the glowing thing on the chest from at least this angle. Alright, so club is ready, and it is, yeah, fairly standard Sturmfaust, and I still haven't seen the damage because I hit the shield. Alright, well, let's check out melee combos here. Neutral, left, and right, down. Wow, the travel on that is pretty substantial. Yeah, that doesn't count, but I'm not sure how long it will count, but yeah, just that thing flies. Okay, yeah, so while it's skating along, if that saber intersects an enemy, they will get hit. That could be kind of major, I think. Okay, so let's try this one more time. This probably won't give us a damage register either because it'll die. Nope, 1527. Now we know. And that's that Gundam. Alright, yeah, with the shield active, it can do mid-air jumps and boosts. Let me see, what else can I think to test here? Well, it does have a dodge roll. And yeah, I'm assuming from the giant thruster on the back here that this is meant to be a test unit for the Virulent, which makes sense. Again, makes sense just given the overall shape of things, but let's see. All right, I'm going to go into flight mode, and let's use this to test a few things. Okay, 312 per hit from that. When I'm sitting still, 468. Yeah, so that is a significant difference. I am almost out of boost. Am I going to have time to charge this? Yes. Okay, yeah, when you're sitting still, that is pretty substantial. I'm not sure if it actually slowed down the thrust consumption for me there while I was waiting for that attack to resolve. It kind of looked like it, but it could just be a coincidence. I don't know. Well, maybe I can test that again and see what happens. Also, I need to see how steerable the continuous damage is. So, yeah, let's just charge this, fly in the air. We will, when the gauge is almost full, we will fire and see what happens. Because to be honest, if it holds itself in the air while it's shooting, that's actually not a bad skill to have. But, see, yeah, it does, yeah, it consumes stuff a little faster while you're moving, I think. And, okay, it seems like the gauge just slows down considerably at the very end. And, boom. Okay, no, it does not stop thruster gauge, but you also do not fall. That could be incredibly useful. All right, the next thing we're going to test is how much you can move the Garrow-B while you're firing it, because that's a fairly variable thing. Some of them move fairly fast, some of them move a little, some don't move at all. That's pretty good, I think. You know, just, yeah, that's a pretty good amount of movement. Let's use one of these buildings here and just go across left to right and see just exactly how much I can get out of this. And that's not bad. One last thing I'm curious about is it consumes all the charges in the E-Pack whenever it fires in that fashion. I kind of want to just fire a couple and see if the beam lasts as long. I'll put a mark here because that's about where the beam ended, so hopefully it will last long enough that I can test this. Still there. Okay, and I may have just done it slightly differently, but there may be a slight difference in the duration of the beam depending on how many charges you have left. I'm going to take it down to one shot left in the magazine because that will be the easiest way to tell if that's a thing. And then we'll give this one more try. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not being consistent enough with my position to really use the building as an adequate marker. So I figure a time, just checking out the time is probably the best way to do that. So next shot will do that, and after that, I guess it's time to turn on the live fire and see if I can make good use of the beam deflector. All right, and no, I don't think it's any shorter for only having one round of ammo left. So, depending on the situation you're in, the most effective thing you can do may be to fire all like the first 4 shots, and then use the charged shot to finish off the E-Pack. But all right, we have seen a lot of things here. Let's, like I said, let's turn on. Oh wait. One thing we have not seen, and I'm going to see before we do this, is we have not seen the tackle animation. So let's do that. I'll go harass a Gundam since the Zoc just tips over. There's a Gundam. And I've overheated my thrusters because I'm good at this. And, okay. Bonk. Okay, the basic kick. Nothing wrong with that. Not the most interesting thing in the world, but, I never mind seeing new counter animations, that's for sure. But, alright. Well, again, let's turn on AI and see how the beam deflectors work. And, oops, wrong button. Okay, they're on. Hello, Mr. Zoc. Please shoot at me. Okay, there it is. Yeah, not a lot of damage. It did still stun me, but... okay, the nice thing about it, though, the beam reflectors, yeah, they don't totally stop damage against you. Let's see how much damage I take now that they're down. Don't be shy. Come on. I guess it's about the same, but yeah, the big thing is that, yeah, you take less damage. Yeah, that time it hit it square on, and I did not get stunned even. But yeah, you take more damage from, or less damage, brain, from beam weapons, and unlike the new Gundam's barrier or most of these effects, it may not block attacks entirely, but its damage but it does not consume the timer to take a shot. So, okay, yeah, pretty good damage to the Zoc. One and sweep. Okay, yeah, that downswing, not animation-wise, it's nothing we haven't seen before in terms of travel. That's potentially just really incredible. Let's see, I'm about to get mazered, so let's turn on my deflector. Did not stop me from getting knocked out of the air, but as the description of the skills noted, the less health you have, the more likely you are to get knocked out of the air. Also, I'm low on feet. Let's see, what do I want to do? I want to try that downswing in the air. But yeah, as you can see, the reticle travels in the direction of the reticle thing. As with space, means if you're pointing up, you fly up. If you're pointing down, you get hit by the mazer, and you fall to the ground. But no. Let me see this, because flight mode on. Saber up. Yeah, that has that same amount of travel in the air, dependent entirely on what direction you're facing. So, yeah. For example, I didn't have time to do my swing, which is a shame. I was going to head for that point, hopefully. But at this point, I think I'm going to get myself killed. Let me take the Zoc out first, just because I want to. Yeah, again, just that just keeps going for miles. Which also means if your thrusters are overheated, you need to get around a corner or something. You've got some travel methods, not super fast ones, but if your legs are broken like this, faster than not. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna let this Gundam kill me when I get back up, because I want to start fresh and see if I'm harder to knock out of the air that way. Okay, beam me. not bad. Not a lot of damage from a charged shot. Dude, come on. I'm flying here, so because another thing you can more or less do with the flight skill is if your legs are broken and you want to move at normal speed, you can just activate the flight skill. When you're above water, it will not activate below. And you'll be able to just scoot along the ground as though you were hovering. So, yeah, there's some decent options here. I used to do that with the regular Byerlint too. So, it's a thing you can do. Let's see. All right, yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna jump back in. We're going to try the flight skill again and see if I'm any harder to knock out of the sky at full health, and then we will probably wrap this up. But first things first, let's get in there. Alright, there's the Zoc. I'm just gonna move in with this in the air. And turn on the beam reflector too, because why not? It's gonna maser me. Do it. Okay, the maser being a heavy stagger, regardless of your current condition, if you get hit in the air, you're dropping. That said, seems like other attacks are not quite as stunning, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see. That's something I need to check. I'll do that next time I have words. Next time I have words. Next time I have boost, which I do now. Can you steer the downswing? Yes. Yes, you can. So, yeah, let me just do this start in a straight line so you can see what I'm doing here. And get masered. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's just take off for parts unknown here real quick. Just so I have a little bit of space between me and enemies. But yeah, saber out, going in a straight line. And yeah, as you can see, I did, when I turned the camera, I did veer off the road. So that's a little bit diagonal. That happens. And let's just get over this way. Yeah, everybody's trailing me. But yeah, let's try this again. Yeah, see how I just curved right off the road there by turning my camera? Again, this is, I've mentioned this before, but in case you had not seen that one of those videos, I use what was known in Gundam Battle Operation 1 as Control Scheme C. That swaps boost to the L1 button, and crouch is still L2, jump becomes X, fire becomes R1, and weapon swap becomes R2. Those two, of course, are optional, but that's just how I learned the game, so that's how I am still doing it. Shout out to Lord Antonius for teaching me that low all those years ago, because, yeah, the ability to... not having boost on X frees up your right hand to do turns and maneuvering with the camera while boosting. So, that is... If you've fought people who just seem to have an easier time of moving than you do, and you're still using the default controls, try swapping boost and jump. It can really help. That, like I said, that's one of the things that has helped me for a very long time. So, yeah, worth a shot. It does take a while to get used to if you played it the other way. I'll say that. I did, when I first swapped to it, it took me a while to not do the wrong things and just hop in place. Of course, the quick swaps have made me do that too, so not a big deal. But yeah, so that is the Hazel Custom with Icarus flight unit, and it's not bad. It's nice to see that some of the skills that She Gundam had are already getting passed down a little bit. You know, it's not a Minovsky flight unit, it doesn't have all of those benefits, but if you are one of the people who is really good at space play, then having that, that reticle following effect that you get in space could be really beneficial. And this is, okay, yeah, relatively fast stun on a Zoc. That's something I forgot to test. And we'll do that real quick on other Zocs, since this one will die when I shoot it again. Or stab it. is I forgot to see the stun value of the club and the uncharged rifle shots on a Zoc. So, that is good to know in case you ever need to stun something with heavy stun protection. Answer, very, very little. Wow. Yeah, a ton from the club, though. So if you really need to stun something fast, club into machine gun will get you a stun, and machine gun into machine gun will follow it up pretty quickly. And get that. Okay, I think the hitbox does taper off towards the end of your boost. Because, okay, yeah. Okay, the mind reading AI is still doing its thing, because, yeah, that is, that was, I mean, I was right in front of it. A real player could do that too, but the fact that it started its tackle, like, the second I started swinging, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to see, I'm going to turn AI back off here for our last thing. And I want to see just how far away I can be when this downswing starts to get the effect. That's not quite it, because not sure if the saber intersected it or not. The Zoc's a nice big target. Let's try that. How about from here? Lamppost. Lamppost is what happens if I try from here. Okay, let's try this Zoc over. From here? Nope. I mean, technically, if it were, a quote-unquote real beam saber, it would still do damage if it just, came into contact with something. Like, it's supposedly a line of superheated plasma held in an eye field. It should not, it should not require too much force to actually, do damage, since it's all just heat. But yeah, to get the effect of that downswing, you it does keep sliding after the hitbox. You have to be within a certain range for it to actually take effect, and I think that range is about, well, no, it's slightly less than that, but let me try it at a better angle too, which is, let's try about here. One of these days, that blade will hit that Zoc, I swear. Alright, and... okay, yeah, so... about the last, I want to say, second and a half of the swing. Yeah, it's about, what, a 4-second animation? 3.5 to 4. And I think about the last second is not viable. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's about right. Try it one more time against the slightly better lined up Zoc. Yeah, no. Okay, but yeah, from up when you do it up close, as you saw before, you can actually hit multiple things with that fairly easily. It's again, the animation's not new, but I don't think I've ever seen anything with that much travel on a ground-based downswing before, with that animation. So that has some potential, and the fact that you can do it in the air too, you should be able to get plenty of, airborne combos going if you're lucky. You can probably, if you're lined up right, go crowd diving into a pile of mobile suits and knock them all down. So, yeah, that definitely has some interesting applications. And again, that is going to do it for this Gundam Battle Operation 2 test drive. There will be a Gundam Breaker 4 video later today as usual. And until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later.